Hello, class. How y'all doing?
Hello, good.
Fine.
All right, all right. Everybody all right? I'm gonna wait a little while, maybe another minute or two to see if anybody else might be coming in, and we'll get started. Oh, there's somebody go down. What we'll do, we'll go over our syllabus. We'll look at Canvas and what else? We'll do the signing of the role. Some people may have done it already. Hopefully, you've done it. If not, we can kind of go through it to make sure you've done it and that you signed the role for today. Okay, there's 21 people. Somebody trying to log in. All right. So it looked like that's all we have. All right. So hopefully everybody doing well and whatnot. Try to get started. Let me share my screen first. All right. So what I'll do, I'll share my screen. All right. So now this is the web page. This is our web page. When you see the www.syl9.com, this is where it takes you. All right. This is our well, yours might look a little different from mine, but this is my Canvas page. All right. Now, in Canvas, I would want you to go through announcements. Go through the announcements. Now, you don't have to actually go through and read through all of the different announcements, because if you look toward the this is one, the rules and regulations of the pertaining to COVID. That's like if you go on campus or if you ever catch it or whatever, some stuff that hopefully you do, like I said, notify us, notify the teacher, notify the administration, and so that and the proper authorities, and then quarantine. But if you look down here, these are just sample programs that I've put in here over the semesters, like my classes. Once we go over something, sometimes they'll say, well, Ms. Vessel, could you put the code so we can look at it? So if you look at it now, it's all aligned to the left, but it is a code. It is proper code. All right. But you could look through it and see it, look at it and see exactly what's going on. I'll copy it and paste it in a editor and run it and see what it does. All right. But other than that, for the announcements, the things I would want you to look at, the related course material, signing the role. For signing the role, this is the website I told you that takes you to the page. All right. Then here takes you straight to signing of the role, registering and signing of the role, but it's still, the site. Then we have, if I go back, the academic calendar. The academic calendar is the same calendar that's on the website, just a link that takes you there and tells you about the different dates that you should be aware of. Important dates, another one, basically the same thing, but it just listed as to what it is you need to know about whatever. If I click on it, so you just say important dates, and they talk about first the full semester and what are some things you may need to know, the last day, the first day, the attendance or whatever. So that's just for your FYI. So we go back, we can look at header files. All right. All my assignments, I want you to include this header file. Now, right now, it might not mean much to you, But like I say, when I give my assignments, all right, I have 2 of them that's published now that you don't have to do this to. But every other assignment after this, I would want a header file. So it'd be to your best interest to learn how to do this when I assign the program. Mr. Sylvester, hey, I'm not quite clear as to what, how, whatever. Okay, we'll go over it. We'll go over it because when I do get my assignments, I will take off and take off heavily if you don't do this. All right. So you need to know how to do this part. It's not just there just to be there. Okay. I want you to learn how to do this and understand how it works. Then course material, basically the same thing. Take you to the SYL site. It's kind of, if you look at it, it's pretty much exactly the same minus the signing of the road link. All right. If we look at the next one, safety tips. If we were still on campus, there were some safety tips that we would tell you about, about the call boxes, be aware of your surroundings and things of that nature. If you see here, you can download the Office 365, okay, but you have to have your BRCC email account and your password, because what happens is when you click this link, it'll take you to a screen that asks you if you're a student or a teacher. When you click student, even if with me, I click teacher, I have to put in my BRCC email and then my password. So if you don't have your email and your password working, you need to contact IT. All right, contact IT, and they should. Now, hopefully, granted, like I say, sometimes it could be the system down or they're working on whatever, but they should 99% of the time be able to get you going before you get off of that phone. Because if they're telling you, well, you got to wait 2 more weeks or you got to wait till next week, then now you're missing out on maybe logging in to get emails or whatnot from your instructors. So you gotta make sure that stuff is done. And like I say, the rest is just programs that you could look at. All right. Any questions? The next link you'll see is the Proctorio. Okay, Proctorio is what we use for you to take tests, and like I said, it's a plug-in that's plugged into for Canvas, and so not Canvas, scratch that, for Chrome. So you're gonna have to use Chrome when taking tests using Proctorio, whether it's this class or another class. So you need to have Chrome. All right. The Zoom link allows you to see all of the different Zoom lectures that we're gonna have this semester. Now, this is minus some of the ones that are gonna be for holidays. I didn't go in and take the holidays out, but like I say, on these dates all the time. Now, all of them, if you notice, have the same ID number. So if you copy down the specs for one, you'll have it for all of them, all right? Because they're recurrent, so they're all the same, okay? And what happens is the lectures are recorded, so you should have a recorded version. Or if you go to the Zoom section, you can go and view previous recordings. Normally, what I'll do, sometime I'll take them and I'll post them in YouTube where you can have them to view. Because if you notice, when we go here, I have these, but these are from an older, like say what, 2020 in January. So this is a playlist for that class with same information. You can still look at it, but I plan to change it to put the current playlist in them. All right. Grades would have all the grade your grade. That's where I see your grades and can grade your assignments and put your scores in. All right. Looking at this, like I say, some people have done or took advantage of doing the bonus work. Others have not, but you need to. Like I say, this can help you. And all this is the student contract. We're going over the syllabus. It's going to ask you, well, do I agree with the syllabus? Yes or no? You know, looking at a video compiling C++. So this is not anything that you have to actually do work on. This is just FYI information. And if you go through it, you'll get your bonus points. But if you don't go through it, like I say, you don't get your points. And toward the end of the semester, you're like, Mr. Sylvester, is there any kind of bonus? No, I gave you bonus work that you could have took advantage of. All right. Then there's the syllabus, and we'll come back to the syllabus. I'll go down the modules. But the syllabus is where you can, I didn't change that. I need to change that right quick. I didn't change the syllabus in this one. So let me do this right quick. I'll highlight this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just add it. I forgot to add the file. All right. So let me add the file right quick. So you can have the right syllabus. I just didn't add it, man. To the file. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, so upload. Okay, update. All right, so now you have the correct, so it should be correct. Let's see if I have the correct one. Oh, okay, I have to download it to look at it. And let's look at it. Okay, spring 20. So you have the right syllabus. So I just wanted to make sure you had the right one and not the one from there. I should have checked that before. All right, but we're going to come back to the syllabus. People, that's the area where you can go in, click on it to email somebody or whatever so that y'all can communicate as a class. All right? So, and like I said, I encourage it. Like I say, where you can, talk about whatever. We went over whatever today. I wasn't quite sure what he said on this topic. You can collaborate back and forth, through email or whatnot. So, but it's not on your assignments, turning in same work. We'll talk about that later. All right, so look at the modules. We have a module where we have the signing of the roll again. See, you have the SYL site, and then you can sign the roll. And then I have the notes, which is the notes we're going to use for the class. All right. So I have that. That's under that module, signing of the roll. Now, also, we got this lectures, our Zoom lectures. You click here every Tuesday at 12. It takes you straight to the lecture if we're already lecturing. All right. All right, so you don't have to go into Zoom, but you can go into the Zoom and get to it also. But you can just click here and it'll take you to the course lecture. Now, here would be my office hours. And like I say, today pretty much 9 to 10 is before my previous class. And then after our class from 11:15, from 1:15 to 3:30 would be time that I'd use to talk to you about any issues, questions you may have. All right. So Monday, this would be the link for office hours. And Tuesday, these are the times, but normally I have it on. No, I can't have it on when I'm in class, but before class. And after class, I'll probably take the time with you. And Wednesdays from 9 to 1. Now, the Zoom sessions, what I'll do is I'll have my Zoom session open at 9, and you chime on in, and then, I'll say hello, and then we'll talk about whatever. So, but normally I don't have my screen on. But if it comes a time where I need to have the screen, then I'll put the screen on. But normally I'll just talk to you, and Mr. Sylvester, I was concerned about whatever, how does this work, whatever. And I'll explain it to you, whatever. And then pretty much that's that. But then if it is some type of issue or if it is advising and you need to see whatever, then we can do the video. All right, but other than that, it's just communicating, through Zoom. Miscellaneous. I need to do the hotspots. These were the hotspots from last semester. I don't know if they're still there, but I could post that for you so you can see which ones were there. But like I say, technology needs going on, and let us know what technology needs you're in need of, so that hopefully to contact the right people on campus and you're in order. The proctorial, you're going to notice when you take your test, most quizzes I won't put the proctorial on, but the test, when you click on that test, you might get an orange screen and a diamond with a question mark in it. That means you're going to have to go back and click on this link and add the or install the proctorial extension so that you can take the test. All right. So, and then this is spring 2021 lectures. So what's going to happen is after we start doing our lectures, I'll actually start putting them in a playlist so you'll be able to watch them. All right. But this previously, I think I had the fall 2020. Student contract, again, this is bonus. All this is bonus. And every chapter we go over, I'll give a just 5-point bonus. The bonus is going to be, I have read the chapter. You do yes or no. Like I say, hopefully you've read the chapter, and then you get your bonus points. All right? Participation, normally everybody receive these participation points because I randomly called on people while I'm lecturing or whatever throughout the semester. So I normally, but if people start saying, well, I'm not going to answer, I don't need to answer, okay, you don't need to answer, I'll take my participation points and give it to just people who participate. All right. Quizzes, these are some of the quizzes we're going to have. Hold on, class, right quick. All right, class, I'm back. Excuse me. Where was I? Quizzes. All right. I lost my train of thought. All right. Participation. Quizzes. Most quizzes won't be on with proctorial, but what I'll do with quizzes, I'll announce, okay, class, quiz 1, I'm going to post it it could be like from a Monday, well, no, Tuesday, from a Tuesday to the Monday. So you have that week to take that quiz, all right? And normally I give you 2 opportunities to take that quiz, all right? So, and that's how I'll go, and that's how I'll do most of the other quizzes, all right? Assignments. Now, this is not really an assignment. This is just a message from me, welcoming you to the semester, giving you things that, we're going to have, challenges we may have, whatever. Just a small a introduction to whatever. All right. Beginning assessment. This beginning assessment, just assess where you are, little bit of what you know about programming already. It's nothing that's going to hurt you or whatnot. All right. But then I have these 2 programming assignments. These are programs that's already written. What you're going to have to do is go to them, you click on it, you go to them. This would be the assignment. All right. You're going to have to type starting at here, not this. This is just the name of the program. But starting here, going down to here, you're going to type this program in the computer, compile it, remove all the errors, and then once you debug it, get all the errors, get your output, you're going to submit it back to me. All right? So simple assignment, just type in the correct program, compile it, get the errors out, and print it. And what you're going to notice is many times the brain will see something, or the eyes may see something, when you typing it, but the finger's going to do something else. The brain will tell the fingers to type something else, because what? Many times we see certain things, but we'll say something different, or two or three people will see the same thing, but process it different. You say, well, that's what I said. Okay, that's what I wrote. No, you didn't write it exactly like you wrote it, like you thought like you thought you saw it. So this is how you're gonna have to kind of condition your mind. And to give you an example of computer science and how what I said, meticulous it can be. All right, like say, given my church website is St. Mary 103.com. Now, if I just tell you our church website is St. Mary 103.com, some people gonna put what? ST period Mary 103.com. Some people gonna put ST Mary 103.com. And some people gonna write out St. Mary 103.com. So see how I've said what I said, but people took it could take it in many different variations. And that's what happens with computer science many times. People look at something and they got a variation of what it is, but it's not. So you have to know the rules of programming. For C++, we have to know what? Those specific rules. All right. So that's what I'm trying to get you to do, to make sure you see and understand some of those rules, because we're gonna start practicing them so that you can get in condition into doing it. All right, because like I say, the more you do it, the more hopefully you'll learn it. All right, so let's go back to modules, and that's it. You have that program, then you have a second one that you have to do. All right. And then we'll have other assignments going throughout the semester. There's something called Solo Learn that you're gonna have to go online and register for. It's something that's free, but it's like a training for not visual. It's a training for C++. Take you through certain steps and certain practices that with C++, and hopefully it'll help you learn C to code a little bit quicker and easier too. All right. If you notice, look, test one, proctorial, remotely proctored. So all the tests, you're gonna have to have that proctorial enabled or extension in your Chrome browser. Then for the final, normally I give a practice final. All right. The practice final takes all of the tests, the data banks of all the tests, and it allows you to take a test as many times as you want by pulling, I think it's 18 to 20 questions each time you take it. So you don't see all of the tests at one time or all of the questions at one time. Only 18 or 20 questions at a time. You take it, you get a score. It doesn't tell you what you missed, but it tells you a score. And you can kind of determine, well, I think this particular question I think I missed. Let me go back and check. All right. So I don't give you the actual answer, but I give you the question so you can go over and look at, and answer, and then go back and review if you need to. All right. So that's done at the end of the semester, and we have an end of the semester assessment. All right. So that's Canvas. Okay, that's Canvas. So let's look at the syllabus. All right. Anybody with any questions so far? Any kind of questions? All right. Okay. So now.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. I have a Mac computer and I don't know what a compile is.
All right. A compiler. A compiler, normally you have different programming languages. And what a compiler is, I'll just explain what it is. A compiler takes instructions that's written in a particular language and takes it and checks to see if there's errors. Once there's no errors, then it takes that generator object file, which in turn generates an executable file so that you can run it on the computer. That's what a compiler is. Now, I think I mentioned if you have a Mac, you may want to use Xcode. Most of my students who have a Mac use Xcode. Now, let me ask you this question. Do you have your computer set up as dual boot?
As what?
As a dual boot computer. A Mac computer can, well, most any computer, you can boot it up in the Mac OS, or you can boot it up in Windows.
Oh no, I only have Mac OS on mine.
Okay, all right. So, and how would I say it? There's an application online. It's several other ways you can do it. It could be a little more difficult. One way is to use this. Let me go back to here. See, I have the link here. See here, this online GDB.
Mm-hmm.
Online GDB is a online compiler. All right. So if I click here, online GDB, it takes me into this compiler. Now, this compiler, I can choose which language I want to compile in. See all these different languages? Okay, choose C++. Now I can write a program. I'll just write a small program. So what I did, I've just written a small program that will output, well, it's going to carriage return 2 lines, then tab, then output today is a new day, and then carriage return 2 more lines. Now, this compiler does work, but it's how would I say? It's a watered down version of a compiler. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes you can get away with certain things or not doing certain things as if you was doing it in visual. So that's one of the issues that I might have with you using online GDB, because I'll give you an example. Some compilers take online GDB. I do not have to, and you might not understand, assign a value to a variable that I declared. It's going to be understood that it's going to start at 0. As opposed to one of the more advanced compilers, it will make you, it'll give you, you can take that same program that you wrote where you didn't declare that variable to be of 0 and use it in a certain way. As opposed to in Visual Studio, when you try to use it, you'll get an error. It'll say, oh, value undefined, do not know the result. It's almost like you knowing a person, and then you tell them, give me the $20 in your pocket. If you don't know they have $20 in your pocket, you can't ask them that. Some compilers will just automatically say, oh, give me the 20. And so, and it's not a good example, but I'm just saying that's how some compilers would work. They will go ahead on and execute those codes regardless, because it'll be understood that, hey, it started at 0, I could take whatever and add to it, and it's done. Other compilers will say, okay, I don't have a starting point, therefore, and you didn't give me a starting point, so therefore I'm gonna stop and give you an error. So that's just how it works. But you can use it, okay? You can use online GDB because all you need is what? The internet. And you can save your program, save your projects or whatever and whatnot. So if I run this, if I click run, oh, I got an error. What is this error? What is this error? It said before function main, using namespace, std at main. Let's say, oh, return 0. Oh, here we go. I got my semicolon inside of my double quotes. So now, but notice what it says, unexpected semicolon before return. All right. So what it is, if I'd have just put a semicolon at the end, the semicolon on the inside would have just been printed at the end of dot, dot, dot. All right. So I'll run it, and then you should see your output. See? It was the cursor starts here, it goes down one line, it goes down the two line, the second line, it tabs over, prints out my text, and then tab over one line, tab over two lines, all right, and then the program itself gives extra lines, so I'm at the end. So you can use online GDB. Oh. I'd have to show you. There's some other software. See, it's kind of, and what I'm saying is kind of tough because you just learn it. There's something called CoCalc. CoCalc. Oh, I gotta type .com. What am I doing? There's something called this CoCalc. Now, with this, you can create a login or whatever, but I'll just run it. When I run this CoCalc, so now this, you have to know certain whatever, have whatever. And then I'll have to give you some other instructions on, because it's a different way of compiling. All right. So, and with this one, you'd have to create you can create a shell.
Compiler?
How?
So are we going to need the compiler?
Yeah, but I got Visual Studio. You can use Visual Studio. You can use and then you can down.
Yeah. But if we could download Visual Studio onto Mac.
You can. There's a Mac version.
I mean, no, I'm asking.
No. See, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm going over this for whoever had asked that question, because these would be some online compilers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference. All right. So and I'm trying to show you how, and I'll just say, I'll give this a project name. I'll just say class. I'll say class type. All right. And see if I'm creating it right. All right. Oh, did it do right? All right. Well, I'll go back here and I'll do.
But we'll obviously need to use a compiler for some assignments, right?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah. like I said,
I have a Mac too, and like I didn't know Visual Studio wasn't downloadable on Mac. I haven't tried.
Right. It's not. It's not. Yeah. So see here, it's just still trying to come up. I think here, because I used this. Thought I did it. Well. It's not working for me the way I did it the last. Oh, it was going to do here. Nope, I want to do phone. All right, I'll go to class, but no, I want to do a new phone. And I'll have to show you a Linux terminal. All right, but I'll have to go over this another time and show you. So I have a Linux terminal. So now. If I do the same thing, but see, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough. Not say tough, but because now you need to learn of other VI. I'd have to. Oh man, and see, I'd have to show you how to do that. And then this editor is a little bit different. Wow. Yep. But I could do it though. See, I got to do I to insert, but that's something you gotta, man. I'm gonna do this right quick. Then we're gonna continue. Man, even modifying this thing. Oh man, and I'll do CL. Okay. And then, all right. So this is the same program. I need to save it. I know it's Shift ZC. Well, escape. See, that's some stuff, man. This gonna be. Oh man. Then I'd have to do, I think it's GCC test dot CPP. You understand? Oh no. Is it G plus plus? Right. See, so you understand? Then I'd have to, I can't just run it. I have to do A dot out. So it's like, man, and oh no. Oh, dot slash, my fault. See? Oh, get the same results, but you saw what it took for me to do this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It'd be tough. Now, and there's something called Xcode, but Xcode, what happens when we start dealing with file folders? What happens is you're gonna have to know the default folder where Xcode loads it. It's because some of my students run into that issue. Man, I would say Xcode would be the best to just because Xcode, I think is an application that comes with
the Mac.
the Mac, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can use Xcode, and you'll have a panel up here to type, and then when you execute it, it'll be a panel where your output is. And like I say, it'll work. And like I said, I've had students to use Xcode, and it does work. But I would say, yes, go ahead.
So pretty much a compiler is like where programmers program stuff in different languages, different program languages.
Repeat that again.
A compiler is something that programmers use for different programming languages.
Right. Well, to take code of different languages. Right.
Oh, okay.
Because the thing is, you might have one compiler for a specific language. But if you saw that online GDB take the different compilers, it just migrated them all in one, and it'll change itself to say, okay, you want that compiler, if it's Java, okay, now I'm gonna change to this language, which is a new compiler. If it's C++, oh, I'm gonna change to this compiler, right? But that's all a compiler does. It is there to take instructions to generate machine-like code, machine language code. Yeah.
So in Xcode, I think I'm gonna use Xcode because you said that was probably the best one.
Right, it's part of the Mac.
So can you choose what language on there?
No, I don't think with Xcode. I think Xcode itself is the C++.
Okay.
Right, yeah, it's just for C++.
So what do? You copy that it was assignment one, program one, if statement.
No, I don't want you to copy it. And look, the thing is, you can get away with copying and pasting it. No problem. You get your points, whatever. But I would tell you this. It would be a disadvantage to you to copy it and paste it. Now you might say, well, why is that, Mr. Sylvester? Okay, let me go back to this. See, like this program here, if I told the class right now to get into the Visual Studio compiler and type this exact program in and run it, I wouldn't say everybody, but I would say maybe 80% of the class will have errors. Now, you say, well, what kind of errors? Let me show you. Some people might do this. Do you think not? Right?
Yeah.
Some people might do this. Not that. They might do this. You see what I'm saying? Some people might do this. Might forget the semicolon. Some people might even do this. So you understand what I'm saying? So if you copy it and paste it, you will never condition yourself when you're looking at C++ code to know what you actually looking at and what you type, if you got what I'm saying. Because to look at it, it's like you looking at a sentence. You're looking at a sentence all day. You're looking at that sentence all day. Then that evening, somebody tell you, write down the sentence that you was looking at all day. You might write it down letter for letter. But depending on how that sentence is, you might uppercase a certain letter. You might lowercase a certain letter. You know what I'm saying? You might double space or space too many spaces, stuff like that. But you think, well, this is what it was. No, it's not exactly what it was. And a computer looks at stuff exactly as is, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's some of the things I want you to condition yourself to do. Because if you know that you look using the word, and this is see out, and you writing your streams going away from see out, eventually you're gonna say, oh, it's an error. When I use that command, I gotta do it this way. You understand? And what happens is your learning increases in using that application. But if you just copy and paste, and well, it runs. Okay, cool. It runs. Okay, cool. It's gonna come a time when you're gonna get an error, and you won't know where to even look for it. It's gonna give you the line, but you won't know what to change because you never condition yourself. Because your eyes gonna be looking at it, but your brain gonna tell your hands, oh no, it's this. Oh no, it can't be that. It's this. And so that's one of the things that you got to do with computer science. Condition yourself to see that code, understand that this is how it's going to be, and this is how it works. All right. So that's the thing. Like I said, you could copy and paste and get away with it, but you are doing yourself a disservice. All right. Okay.
So
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So the point of assignment 1, I don't understand what it is that we're doing for assignment 1.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Did you see that program I just wrote?
Yeah.
Could you, if I told you to rewrite that program right now from memory, how close do you think you could get to writing it?
I probably wouldn't know how to rewrite it at all.
But you understand what I'm saying. But if we would have typed it one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got it working, and then I said, rewrite that program. How much of it you think you'd have got?
No.
So, still nothing?
I don't know how to write a program. I don't even know any program languages. I have no idea.
But listen to what I'm saying. Now, but this is what you got to understand about a program. And like I said, we're off the subject of the syllabus. But a program, all a program is, it's, go back to the compiler. The compiler have certain rules, okay? It's certain rules you got to follow. Just like when you write the English paper, right? The English language. If I spoke and said, and you was writing it down, what time is it? What goes at the end of that?
I think Visual Studio is for Mac, by the way.
I don't know. From my experience, it wasn't, but it could be.
Didn't they release it in 2019?
Oh, well, I don't know. See, I don't know, because when I taught it last semester, I didn't even go into visual. But they may have one. Yeah. But Back to what's your name, Miss What? What's your last name?
Callaghan?
Miss Holligan. If I made the statement, what time is it? What goes at the end of that statement?
I really don't know.
I'm talking English. I'm talking English.
Oh, a period.
Huh?
Wait, oh, a question mark. A question mark.
You understand what I'm saying? So what? The English language has what? Rules, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Programming languages has rules. If you look at this screen, certain statements have a what at the end of it?
A colon?
A semicolon. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's its rule. You got
It's
what I'm saying?
easy. He's gonna teach you.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't understand like how I'm supposed to do the assignment if I don't know how to code anything or.
But we're gonna learn that.
We're gonna learn that. I don't know how to code, but we're gonna learn that.
Right.
Yeah, but it's due January 19th.
No, but that one is already written. Listen, the one you're talking about for the 19th, look. Where is that? Here. The one for the 19th, when we click here, when you click on this one and you click this, this is the program. It's already written. But what you're doing, it's almost like, how would I say, driving a car. If you want to learn how would I say, your parents probably would put you in the car and say, okay, let's get on this parking lot and drive it. Even though you're not driving on the highway, you're going through the motions. You understand what I'm saying? Of driving. This is somewhat the same thing. I'm putting you on a parking lot and say, program, all right? So this is safe. Everything is correct. You type it just like it is. So what's gonna happen is you might get an error here because you missed a semicolon. You might get an error where you put you started putting this stream to the left and you say, well, all of them go to the left. And you're gonna have to look through your code. So it's almost like I'm giving you a program that's complete, so you can say, oh, all this, and let me look through it. Oh, it's printing this out. It's printing this out. It's printing this out. And then when I put in information, it give me and so your learning curve gonna increase. You understand? But we're gonna still go through it to understand what all the statements mean, whatever. But I'm just giving this to you so that you can do something and accomplish it and say, I at least know how to what? Type it in.
Oh, okay.
Now we're gonna learn how to what? Step by step, get these instructions in order and know the syntax, which is like, English language, but there's a compiler. Get the syntax right so that we can get our output correct. All right.
Do you want us to retype this into a compiler?
Into the compiler, correct.
Okay.
And compile it. And what I'm saying, people might misinterpret these parentheses. People might misinterpret these directives. People might let me act now. And this is one I shouldn't tell you, but I'm gonna tell you because you might be one. Let the whole weekend pass because you didn't get it right. What is this right here?
That's the end of the statement.
But what? Give me this. What is this character? Right here.
E.
What's this character?
N.
What's this character?
D.
And what is this character?
Yep.
A what?
That's
L.
an I. Wait, is it L? No, I don't know.
But you understand the doubt? It's an L.
It's L.
It's an L.
But if you copied and pasted it, you wouldn't have never knew that. You understand what I'm saying? You'd have been running your you've been writing code and say, well, is that a 1? Is that that pipe symbol? Is it an L? So you're guessing. But if you type it, what you're gonna do? You're gonna know what it is. You got me?
Yep.
So that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Go through that, and you'll never, once you get that error, and if you work on it and get it out, hopefully you'll never make that error again, right? Because you know the end of a line is ENDL, not END1, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to condition you to do that. Here, the double quotes here, double quotes here. Some people might miss the double quote here and put all the way at the end. You got me? Because of what they think they see. So stuff like that. But we'll go over it. We're gonna go over that. You're gonna type this out though. You're gonna type it. And like I said, we'll go over it and stuff.
Is assignment 1 program 2 the same idea?
Right. See, that's number 1 and this number 2. Same program. It's just that I gave you more than one to do. That's all.
Okay.
Because if you notice this one, look at this. This is Greek, huh? And when I say Greek, it means it's like you don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
For num equal 1, got a semicolon. Num less than or equal to max value, semicolon. Num, what is that?
We're gonna learn that. Am I
right.
correct?
There we go. Yeah. Right. You're gonna learn that. That's right.
I want to learn the C++ language.
Right. There you go. And then we're gonna learn it. And we're gonna learn it. All right. So let's get back to the syllabus. All right. So, but that's your assignment. Do those 2 programs and compile them. The course is a CSCI 1933. Used to be 193. It's a 3-hour credit course. Introduces the first of 2 courses because you got 193 and 194. All right. Sequence intended for students wishing to transfer to a 4-year institute, but not necessarily. You don't have to transfer. You could just get the BRCC degree. All right. It offers a disciplined approach to problem solving, program design, algorithm, and logic development. All right. So we're going to understand the logic part too, because what? You can't just sit down and write statements and say, oh, that's it. And we want to be efficient, but we want to have it in the right logical order, and we want it to be efficient. Now you might say, well, what you mean by logical order? Give an example. If you had to travel, or say using a GPS, and it gave you the turns that you had to make, but one of those turns was an error, where rather than turning left, you turned right. Depending on if it gave you the miles to travel on that road or what road to turn on next, even though if it give you the next road to turn, if you turned the wrong way, or if it gave you the wrong turn to make, you may never get to your destination, because the program was not designed in a logical order. The statement was not in the right order, logical order. You didn't get errors. It told you to turn. Turning is valid, but yet you turned the wrong way. All right. So that's some of the stuff we're gonna go over. Also, trying to be efficient. You don't want to write a program with 100 lines of code where somebody could take it and say, okay, I can do that in maybe 10 lines. You want the least amount of lines of code, the quicker your program can load and then execute. So we want to try to make sure we write efficient code also. All right. The prerequisite is 1923, which used to be 192. All right. We're going to take exams. We're going to discuss data types, expressions, input. We're going to look at loops, which one of those programs got loops in it, strategies, and looping operations. We're going to analyze return values of functions, and that's later on in the chapter. I mean, in the course toward the end of the semester, where we're going to deal with functions and returning values and whatnot. And prior to all that, we're going to be writing code, writing programs. So we're going to be learning how to write code. But we're going to start small. We're going to start simple and then build on it. That's why I said earlier, what you learn, it builds. And if you don't learn something and you just say, oh, well, I'll catch it, I'll just pick up from here, That does not work with computer science because you got a big gap, and then some of the same stuff you use it is the foundation for you to do the next things on the next level. So you got to make sure you learn it. Make sure you learn it. All right. So we'll have test exams, we'll have homework assignments, and we'll have some projects. Okay. The instructor's information. So finally, my name is David L. Sylvester Sr. My office, if we was on campus, would be 247 in Cypress Building, which is in Mid-City campus. My email is SYLVESTERD, Sylvester D, at mybrcc.edu. And this would be my office phone. You still can contact me through email. I don't know if this still works because I haven't gotten any emails with voice recordings in a while. So it says, although many issues may be solved by communicating through email, there may be times when Zoom sessions is needed. Listed below are the Zoom or the links and passwords for Zoom sessions. All right, it may be a good idea to confirm a Zoom meeting. And like I said, a lot of times it might be outside of these. You want to set up a meeting, or whatever. But if you look on Mondays, when you get to the syllabus, you can just click on this, takes you into the Zoom for my Monday morning office hours, or Monday office hours, and then my Thursday office hours. Normally, my Tuesday office hours gonna be in Commerce. How would I say it? Gonna be included with my classes because sometimes, like when at 9 to 10, no, I won't have class, but I have to leave early to be ready for my 10 o'clock class. And then after my 10 o'clock class at 11:15, most times some students still have questions or whatever, so we still talking, and it goes up to the 12, and I answer their questions. And then 15 minutes after our class, sometimes I might still be answering questions or whatever, for students pertaining to the class. So it just depends on Tuesdays. Tuesday could be shaky, but on Mondays and Thursdays, Monday and Wednesdays, it shouldn't be any problem. But just reach out to me anytime, though. If you got to email me, Mr. Vest, hey, such and such and such. I'm in whatever class. I'm working on whatever project. I'm getting this type error or what it is I need to do. I can't download whatever. Hey, email me. I'll try to shoot an email back. I'm kind of a night person, so most time I'm on my computer late at night, and if I see an email and I see that you got legitimate information, if you just like, oh, Mr. Vester, my program don't work, I'm not going to email you back because you just telling me it doesn't work. Mr. Vester, oh, I have issues in my program. I'm at this line and I keep getting this error. I tried this, I tried that. I don't know which one. Could you give me some assistance? Bam, then I might shoot a line, look at whatever at this point, see what's going on here. I'll try to point you to that direction. All right. Additional course information. This is our CRN, and this is our course name, course number, and this is the title and the number. This is a CSCI 1933. All right. Let's see something. All right. So now our class time is 12 to 1:15 on Tuesdays. You sign the roll anytime on Tuesdays. Hopefully everybody have went through the signing of the roll. We'll do that toward the end so that you can sign the roll for today. It is virtual. All right, and this just says that you must sign a roll every Tuesday. Now, if there's a spring break or whatever, you don't have to sign it. I just put just say every Tuesday, so that's every Tuesday we meet class. All right, you have to watch the lectures and review chapter content before class time. All right. During class, you will have opportunity to ask questions about the chapter and or assignment. Like I said, I always answer questions. Just like I say, interject, ask a question, and I'll try to answer it or whatever. All right. So we're working with the book starting out with C++ from control structures through objects. and it's the ninth edition by Tony Gaddis, and that's the ISBN. You really don't need the book. I put I had that link where you had those notes. You can download that if you want to, and that's the notes I'll be going from. All right, and that's the 8th edition. 8th and ninth edition are very, very, very close. So I just go through that one. USB, you really may not need a USB being that you're at home now, but you can still put your information on USB. Our personal computer, and like I say, preferably, Windows, because that's, we use mostly Windows-based software, but I don't have an issue as long as I can take what you've done, like say your file, and still execute it on the Windows side. All right. A computer with webcam or your cell phone, that's so that you can zoom in, because you can zoom in from your cell phone if you choose to. Install C++, compiler. Now, you can install a compiler or you can use one online. But like I told you, the online GDB is somewhat of a lower level or watered down version of C++, so you can get away with certain things. And if I try to run it in Visual, it may give errors because you didn't have to do those things in online GDB. Make sure you install the Proctorio extension in your Chrome browser, and also make sure you can gain access to your BRCC email and your Canvas account, right? And if not, contact contact IT to make sure that you can get in, all right? So these are some of the links, the Proctorio, Visual Studio. All right, you can click here, this 17. Like I said, there's 19. I don't know if they came out with a newer version yet, all right? But look like most of the different visual versions work different. For whatever reason, each one of them works a little bit different than the other, all right? There's other links to the actual BRCC homepage. This is the actual link to Canvas. If for any chance, by any chance that BRCC website is down, because I know most people get to Canvas through BRCC's website, you can just type in this link here, or either go to my website and go to the syllabus and type in and click on this link. This link takes you straight to Canvas. This link takes you straight to Lola. All right. So, like I say, you can do that. And I think this link streams still to the 2020 spring section of lectures. So, and they say all material must be available by the first week of school. So after the first week, hopefully you got your computers, you got everything straight so that you can start doing your work and not have any issues. All right. The disability statement, all right? I won't read it, but the thing is, you need to, if you have any type of disability, get it registered with the school through disability services and make sure you notify your teacher. Now, some people might say, well, I have a disability, but I'm not going to worry about it, whatever. Cool. But the thing is, if a problem arises within the semester, then all of a sudden now you got to go to disability service, contact your teacher, try whatever, but you could have been bombed out a test by then. So regardless if you're going to need it or not, go ahead, get the proper paperwork turned in, get it registered with them and the teacher, so that if there's an issue, say, oh, I would need such and such. So the teacher is already aware. All you got to do is put whatever in place, and then you can move forward. But putting it in last minute, you can run into issues. All right. So student conduct in the class policy. All right. Or in class policy. All this statement was when we was in school, I didn't want people to be in class where they had animosity with another person. Sometimes you have people from the same hometown might have issues, or people from two different hometowns might have issues or whatever. And so if a student felt any kind of way about, and it could have been me, me or any student, I would tell them, look, before you get in any kind of trouble, just you might need to wait, take the class next semester, or either take another or find another section and get into that section. So that's all that's about. So so that we can all respect one another and the semester can go on, in like we should as adults. All right. So that's all that's talking about. The grading scale. It tells us students are expected to take or submit assignments and tests on the date specified. All my tests, well, everything that I got, tests, assignments, and quizzes, I'll give you a start date and I'll give you an end date. So you will have a date from like say, if I give a quiz, you'll have a date starting at maybe Tuesday and a cutoff date as Monday. All right. So what happens is anytime, morning, noon, or night that you need to take that test or exam, you can take it. I tell students, try to, and I know like you're at home, but try to, when I give you your test, try to set aside a time when you're comfortable with, number one. Number two, there won't be no distractions, cell phone, TV, people, whatever, your pets, whatever. There's no distractions, and then you can just take your test. Because I know you're at home. Oh, well, I got to get up. I got to do that. Oh, well, I got to close this test out. So that's one attempt. And then you'll have one more attempt. Because I do give 2 attempts on tests and quizzes. All right. So what happens, you take the test one time, all right, it'll give you a score. Then you have that option within that time frame to take the test either again that day or before the deadline or whenever that date is. So you got 2 opportunities. And I'll take the highest score. All right? And that's for tests and quizzes. Not assignments. Assignments, I want you to turn them in and I'm going to grade them, and that's going to be your grade. So I want you to put some effort in doing your assignments. Don't just try to do an assignment, oh, well, whatever, turn it in. Oh, well, whatever, turn it in. You're cheating yourself in that you're not learning as much as you need to. And then also, you're not getting the best grade you could get in the classroom. All right? So I would say, make sure that you do your best at all times. All right. So now we look at the grading scale. You got 90 to 100, or it's a 10-point scale: 90 to 100, 80 to 89, 70 to 79, 60 to 69, and then anything below F. Students can get incomplete grades, but make sure you look at these withdrawal dates. So make sure you know of these dates in class. These are the deadlines. So if you need to withdraw, make sure you withdraw prior to these dates, because you don't want to wait till the day of and then, oh, this office closed. Oh, I need to get this email. My internet not working. So make sure you do what you need to do ahead of time. All right. So now let's look at the weight of the grades. All right, of the grading. You have exams. Exams are worth 30% of your overall grade. So what that means is you can make 600s on all 6 tests. That's only 30% or 30 points going to your finals. All right. Quizzes, you can perfect all quizzes. If you got 20 quizzes and you made perfect on all of them, 10% going to quizzes. So that means now you got 40% going to your final grade. The final exam, you make a perfect score on the final exam. That's 20 points going to your final grade. So all of a sudden, if you did a perfect, all your exams, quizzes, and final, that's what, 50 plus 10, that's 60 points, 60 percentage points. So now you're looking at your grader projects or your reports and projects, your participation, and your bonus. So if you do all your programs, 35%, that's added, So you're at 95%. All right. And then participation, I normally call on students randomly, so everybody normally get that 5%. The bonus, remember that bonus work we saw in Canvas? That's bonus work. Do all those bonus work, all that bonus work, and that's your 5%. All right, so you got that 5% added into that 105, because that 5% there makes your total percentage points 105. So you're really starting out at 105 rather than 100 and everything deducted from that. So now one key thing I want to say about the grading and students. What happens is sometimes students will say, well, I'm gonna do good on all the tests and quizzes and ace my final. I don't have to do the projects, right? That's up to you. That's your philosophy. I can't stop you. But if you look at this, you can do perfect on exams, quizzes, tests, and get the participation and bonus points, and you don't get this, then you're really at a 70, 75%. You understand? Because that's the highest score you can make not doing the assignments, but getting perfect on everything else. So I would tell you, do your assignments and do your exams, quizzes, and final. Make sure you do all the work, and hopefully your grade will turn out to be a better grade. But students, they choose not to. Attendance, my policy. Now, class, this is just a campus policy. All in-class assignments are to be done during the current class or current class Zoom session. Now, it depends. I might say, okay, class, we started on this program. It's due by the end of class. But most times I might say, okay, class, okay, we started on it in class. I'm gonna open up a module or a link, and you're gonna have to submit it by a certain day, right? But like I say, normally, if it's in class, I'll say at the end of this day. Sometimes I'll just say, okay, give me more days to do it. Students are expected to sign in to Zoom sessions on time and remain for the entire class period. Well, you grown. Well, you have responsibilities. So I can't hold you hostage in the class, but I would say it would help if you would come in on time and you would stay till the end. But I know that sometimes we got schedules. We might have a doctor's appointment. We might have have to go to our job. We might have something else. That's just the way it works. I don't mind you coming in late. I'll appreciate it if you do come. Don't say, well, man, I'm 20 minutes late to logging into class. I'm not gonna log in. You might miss something. Then some students might say, well, I got to go do this, that, and the other, but Mr. Vessel wants us in the class till the end. No, you can go on and go and do what you got to do. I'm not going to penalize you for it, but you still are accountable. What you can do, go look at the video online to see what all we covered when you left. All right. So, but it would be best for you to be there so you can ask the questions when those questions arise. All right. No makeup quizzes. No, I try not to give makeup quizzes because at the end of the semester, I give you makeups on the tests and quizzes. All right. The last week of school, I normally say, okay, I post the tests and I post the quizzes. Anybody who have to take it, a makeup can take it. But those who already have taken it, I'm going to give you an extra opportunity to take it also. All right. Now, you say, well, Mr. Lester, why you do that? If we missed a test, we missed a quiz or a test, it should be whatever. I look at it like this. Remember I told you computer science, everything is built on each other. So if you're in the class and say the whatever section we on where we first started programming, say declaring variables and writing a small program, you didn't quite get it. But as the semester progressed, you learned it. So give you that opportunity to show me that you've learned. So I'll give you the test, all the tests over, and if you have enhanced your knowledge, you can what? Take that opportunity to show it and get the better grade for it. All right. So that's why I do it, not to grade you on, okay, what you learned between this time and this time. No, what you learned for the entire semester. All right. Make sure you log into Zoom. Make sure you uh what it is. Unless you have a question now, like I said, you can always interject, ask the questions. I don't have issues. All questions during the class should be directed to the instructor. Not necessarily. We can communicate back and forth, but I don't want 4 or 5 questions going out at the same time during class and nobody really getting the gist of what we're doing. All right? Do it with respect. We'll be all right. All right? Tests and quizzes on Canvas should you should use the Proctorio, and if you saw, we just use it basically on the test. All right. When when your mic is unmuted, make sure you kind of keep the background noise to a certain level where we can understand what you're saying and whatnot. So, and like I say, I understand. Like I say, you're at home. Like I say, sometimes your computer's in a certain area, whatever. So you have to be where it's high traffic, but just try to just keep it to a minimum. And I don't have any big issues with that. All right. And like I say, make sure you remember these withdrawal dates. Cheating and plagiarism. I don't want you copying assignments and tests or whatever. You will get a 0, and I will give both parties 0. Safety concerns. We don't have many safety concerns being that we're not on campus, but like I say, you can still, if you ever on campus, you can contact people at this number and like I say, follow procedures that we talked about earlier. All right. Classes with on-site instruction. We're not on site, so we don't really need to go over it, but we do have other classes like nursing and I think some of the math, calculus classes and what else? Welding and whatnot. They have to meet because they have to actually do work. All right. Now, COVID reporting protocols. Just tell you what you must do. Like I say, if you get COVID, make sure you contact the proper authority, the administration, and your instructor, and then make sure you do your quarantine or go to the doctor. Make sure you get treated because you don't want. I want everybody to be safe. All right. The library. We do have library resources. But for this class, I don't have anything for you in the library per se, but it's there for you. Academic Learning Center. You normally they have tutoring, and what they'll do, they'll hire people for tutoring. So if you specialize in a certain area, you can reach out to them and say you're interested in tutoring. Also, they offer tutoring. Normally, like I say, it's in the Zoom in Zoom sessions where you communicate that way. Study groups, Zoom sessions. They also give you tips and also help with Canvas and could be Lola too, I think. All right. So that's the ALC. Now, BRCC Cares. BRCC Cares, and I'll go over this, and I think this part here we finish. All right. I'm sorry to take y'all that long. All right. BRCC Cares. BRCC Cares is for everyone. Me, you, work, anybody that come on the campus, whatever. This is where you file any and all complaints. And no matter what it is, it could be someone where I spoke to you in a disrespectful manner. If that's how you felt, you need to file it through Bear Cares. They will review it, do whatever. Like I said, review it for the legitimacy and then for to find out what it is that they need to do to rectify the problem. It could go as far as if somebody, like if we were on campus, and I use this example, if a vending machine, a person who owned a vending machine was restocking their vending machine, and you happen to go there to buy one of their products, and then they offended you or they whatever, you can report this so that the proper steps could be taken. So, like I say, whatever it is you feel where you feel you will, how would I say, violated, disrespected, or whatever, go to Bear Cares, and that's the link down here. Make sure, class, make sure you have your proper program of study chosen. That way we can do the proper assessment on you. Because if you're not in computer science, but you got computer science as your major, we're assessing you as computer science students, and it's not right. All right? And there's the outline. Anybody have any questions? Any questions? I want you to do those 2 assignments. I want you to sign the roll. Did everybody sign the roll? And that's something I should have looked at too. To sign the roll, and like I said, you could go back and sign it after this, after we get out of class. So what you can do is go to sign the roll. I mean, first you got to register. So what you do, first you go here and do register. When you register, you're going to give your name, first name, last name, major. The section, let me see what the section is. And I want you to make sure you get the right section. This is section 1, right? So you would put 1, right? So you would use section 1, the spring semester, and 2021, right? Now, here you would choose the last 4 digits of your L number. So whatever your L number is, I think it's an L with 8 or 9 digits. Those last 4 numbers of your L number, you would put it here. Now, then you create yourself your own password, and you put in your email and click register. What it will do, it will generate a login ID that would be your first initial, your last initial, these last 4 digits that you put in here, all right, dash, and it would be 1. And then what you would do is you would go back to student utilities, and then you'll do sign today's roll, put in your login. I'll just put in this. You put in your login, all right, and then you scroll on here and say, click to sign roll. When I click here, it's going to say, you have signed today's roll. So for Tuesdays only, sign the roll, all right? So today, go ahead on and sign the roll. All right, so any question? If there's no questions, the class is over, do my assignments, and we'll start our lecture on next class period, all right? So we're going to start with chapter 1, so you can kind of read up on chapter 1, okay? Any questions? Questions? I don't want to just log out on anybody, all right? No questions? All right, so no questions. I'll see you all on next week and do my work, all right? All right. Have a good one. The class ID, what happens? The class ID is the last 4 digits of your L number. You can find your L number in your Lola account. If you go to your Lola account and go to looking at your course schedule or whatever, you'll see your L number on the screen. All right. And then you take those last 4 digits, put in that entry, and then it'll generate a login ID. All right. Okay. Anybody with any other questions? What is the course section? The course section is number 1. All right. And what I'll have to do, I'll have to check, because I'll make sure, and I'll shoot you an email, make sure that everybody choose the right section. And then if I make a change, because you chose the wrong section, I'll shoot you an email as to what your new login is. Anybody else with any questions? Any other questions? All right. So if there's no questions, I'll see y'all on next week. All right. All right. Have a go.